Hey, what's going on? What's going on, fam? How y'all doing? Many blessings, many blessings, many blessings to you. Hope everything is going well. We have arrived to January the 12th of 2025. Who would ever thunk it that we would rise to the occasion of 2025? Have you noticed we already in the middle of January? We're sitting here at the middle of January. Right there at it. How many days in January? 30, 31? And we almost at 15 for real. Seems like the year just started, but we're sitting right here, right now. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm grateful. Y'all put some T's in the chat. Come on in and put some T's in the chat. Put some T's in the chat. Put them T's in the chat. If you can hear me and see me clearly, please put the thumbs up and followed by them T's, because I don't know about you, but we didn't have to get up today. We didn't have to wake up today. We didn't have to roll over. We didn't have to turn and twist. We didn't even have to have our aches, our pains. We didn't even have to have our memory of what happened on yesterday. We didn't even have to have like motivation on where we're going from here to now, but we're here. We're here right now. And we're here for a purpose. And we're here to fulfill that purpose right here, right now. And y'all put the T's in the chat if you're thankful for this opportunity. My question is to you, what you gonna do with it? You got this opportunity, but what you gonna do with it? Bless up, bless up, bless up. Let's see who we got. Darth X, what's going on, Darth X? Darth X, bless up, bless up, bless up to you. My queen Gigi is definitely in the chat, and I appreciate you being in the chat. Great day to you too, my queen. Many blessings. Let me say this right here. Shout out to Gigi. She got some T's in the chat. She's teed all out. She's thankful. Amazing brunch breakfast. You know, we got up a little bit later than we normally did, but we got up at the crack of dawn. We got up. You know, we were woke, but we just kind of laid in the bed, and I really appreciate the beautiful, amazing arrangement of one of my favorite meals. Nothing better than to wake up to nice shrimp, potatoes, mixed with vegetables, stir-fried vegetables with that sauce that we do. Man, it's nothing better than that. Shaka and I, we got up first thing this morning. We went and took a nice walk. It was freezing this morning, but the weather was different. It wasn't like it was cold. Frost everywhere. I dropped some videos. Y'all check out my videos where we got frost and ice in North Florida. Yes, it dropped down to 25 degrees. I don't know. Y'all put out how many degrees it was this morning for you all when you woke up. Drop your state or zone or city, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel free, and then drop what your temperature was when you woke up this morning, because we need to report. It's not just on me on Eco Nation News, and I want to welcome you into Eco Nation News, but it's also about you. And hopefully this will be some news that you can or you may or may not be able to use. So y'all come on in. I see the chat is kind of bolstering. Let's go in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's popping. Let's see. I see some T's. Family man coming in with the T's. Thankful. That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't know about you, family man, but I'm thankful, man. I see you thankful too. All in the soul. What's going on? All in the soul. I love it. What's going on in the soul? Fam, did y'all not see that there's a big movement where decaying bacteria in the soil is allegedly curing all types of cancers? Fam, all in the soil made me think about it. Y'all look it up. I'm not gonna say nothing. Y'all want to put something in the chat, y'all put it in the chat. But I'm not gonna say nothing. But do your research. Everything that we need in life is already prepared for us. Every adversary, every opposition in life that we may face is already here placed for us. We just, when we learn, we don't share. After we learn, we're scared because we don't want people coming after us. But somehow, some way, we got to disseminate this information and pass it down and trust that the next generation is going to take it to another level, going to get a little bit deeper and deeper. Because I almost think that the Creator have dropped us here, giving us everything we need, and to keep us occupied because we got free will and free thought. Some of the activities in our life should be exploring what we should learn in life, how to survive, how to maintain, and grow a better life from one generation to the next, to be appreciative of what the Creator has provided for us. Because a lot of times we walk by, we go, we travel, we fly, we go everywhere, and we ignore the blessings and the benefits of what the Creator has given us. We don't even pay attention. We don't even second guess it. But we trust corporations, businesses, and all of these different things where they say, hey, I took something from nature and I found a way. It took me years to find a way that I can only own it and only manage it. And you can only access it through me. And then I'm going to create a way where you're going to be dependent on it. And you're going to continuously use my resources because it's convenient. It's easy. I watched this video this morning. This video came in my feed. I don't know which platform it was on. It may be on Instagram, I think. Which I'm noticing Instagram is starting to produce longer formatted materials. It used to be where it was just short, mainly shorts, but now they're starting to get a little bit longer with their videos. I don't know if y'all seen it. Y'all put it in chat. Let me know if y'all seen the trend. But there's this video of some young gentlemen. They're walking through the waters. I don't know whether it was a stream or a river, but it was a natural waterway. And as they're walking, a guy pulls up because the water runs along the roadway in certain spots. They're out there fishing. They just randomly fishing. They're not walking on land, far as land that's not covered by water, but they're walking on waterway. And I'm not talking about lakes and ponds and nothing like that, but I'm talking about here it is where somewhere, maybe hundreds or maybe yards away, where it could be a natural spring, it could be mountain fed, it could be whatever. But there's a river, there's a waterway that's feeding through different branches. And they're walking down this waterway and they're fishing, they're doing their thing. And this guy pulls up and he stops and he's very angry. And they're down on the waterway, he's up on the road, and he's ordering them to step outside of that waterway. And he's ordering them that, look, you're on private property because I own both sides of this waterway and I own the waterway. And they're saying, we already checked with the law enforcement, we checked with the state that we can fish and we can navigate in the waterway. We just can't get on your land, your solid land. And it's funny, you know, we got a lot of different things. Y'all know I'm a big proponent of buying and owning land. And I'm begging people, not just land. Even if you start out with city or urban land, the diversification needs to happen where you find something rural, something that's not heavily sought after or not a lot of people see, but you tap into raw land where you cultivate and you build that land. It's something about that. It's something about that connection. It's something about the process, which laws and rules and statutes and all this stuff going to make it real complicated. But if you can be consistent and push through it, you're going to see what I'm saying. But going back to these young men, they were in a discussion with this man. He was very argumentative. He demanded them to get out of the water. He telling them they trespass, and he got his signage up. He got all this stuff. And they're saying, look, we're not invading your territory because you don't own this river or this stream or whatever, this waterway. You own the land on the outside, but this is open public access that we can go up and down and fish. And he went and says, okay, they named a certain law enforcement. He went in and he tried to call the law enforcement, this and that. He was demanding for them to get up, and he's going to take action if you don't get out of there. And they out there in the rule, fam. Who's to say who and who's to say what? But my point in saying all of this is that man wants to control and allow you to be limited on what you can and what you can't do. So by buying and purchasing some land, a spot, some space, you get an opportunity to have a source of freedom. Now, I get a lot of pushback. People say, you don't own the land, you're paying taxes, you don't own the land. Leasing a piece of land may run me XY thousands of dollars per year. Taxes may run me a couple of $100 to $300 or $400 a year. I bought this land cash, own this land, and if I can get per acre about $5 to $10 worth of taxes per acre that I got to pay once a year, I take that every day, all day, because really, even the taxpayer don't own the land. Even the government don't own the land, because the creator creates the land and the creator owns the land. There's nothing you can give in exchange for someone or something or a higher being that has created what you're trying to give exchange for. It's almost like somebody coming to your house and say, I want your car. And then you say, you can't have my car. This is my car. You don't own the right to have my car. But then they say, let me go and let me find something in your house to exchange you for. It makes no sense. That's the beautiful thing about the creator. The creator owns everything, has created everything. So there's no way that we own anything. I get it. But to have some space, to have some creativity, to be able to be left alone, to be able to make your own decisions, to be able to do some things based on in confinements of man's law, it's a beautiful, empowering thing. So I'm encouraging more people to do it, because most of us have not had that opportunity to be like, imagine this. You go to a job, they tell you what time to come in, they tell you what time to go to lunch, what time to take a break, what time to leave. They tell you what to do during the time. They monitor you, they watch you. They also give you tasks, they give you duties. It don't matter whether you feel like doing it, whether you want to do it, but you engulfing yourself with all of that. And then you go buy a piece of land. And you buy that piece of land and you walk on that land. That land says, welcome. You can get up in 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That land don't question you about what time you got up. That land don't question you about where you're going, when you're going, why you're going, the way you're going. That land don't question you about you digging here, you digging there. That land don't question you about planting food for your family. That land just gives and gives and gives and gives and gives. And if you cohabitate with nature and land, it's a beautiful thing. Somebody asked me, they saw a video, they said, how in the world, Eco, are you able to grow lettuce, vegetables, without moths, without worms and all that? I said, I grow in late fall and I also grow in winter, because my temperature, even though it got down to 25 degrees, some people in the springtime is 20 some odd degrees in certain areas. Whatever they're growing during their peak season, I grow in my winter season. Guess what happens? I don't have that invasive species. I don't have a lot of issues, right? But guess what I do? I don't stop in the spring. I go as far as I can in the spring. And then there you see moths, you see butterflies, you see worms, you see caterpillars, you see a bunch of it, but I don't stop growing. I give it to nature. Now, what I do is I pick through and I say, boy, that's a good leaf. That's a good leaf. I can eat that leaf. I can harvest that leaf. But the other leaves, I give it to nature. Because you know what? We're neighbors. We cohabitate. We in fellowship. It's okay to give stuff to nature. It's okay to let bugs and pests to come to absorb them. It's okay also to check someone when they get out of hand. It's all about life. It's the cycle of life. Somehow man has become distant or disconnected, and they're using their power, whether it's chemicals, whether it's guns, whatever, and they don't cohabitate and allow the systems to work, right? So guess what I do? I still need pollinators. I still need bees. I still need butterflies. I still need the moth. I need all of that. So it's certain seasons, I give it to nature. It's my offering to say thank you for what y'all done to pollinate, to continue to feed, to continue to do, to continue to create an environment where everything can flourish. And when things die, I chop it down, I mulch it back into the earth, and I keep that cycle going on. Somehow we want to control everything, and we want to try to control everything, and we want to destroy anything that's going against it. Sometimes, why not cohabitate? Why not have fellowship with nature and let nature show you something you've never seen? Now, next thing you know, you walking around and you see a plant you never seen before because you allow nature, because some nature had dropped seeds that you would have ordinarily killed or destroyed. But now you're noticing, man, I got some herbs here I never had. I got new vegetation I never had. I got new species that pollinate certain fruit trees that normally are not successful. And the taste of my harvest is so great in comparison to everything else. And yeah, I went on a tangent, but let's go back to the chat, and we're going to go in and we're going to have a conversation about a few things. All in the soil. Thomasina Cook, what's going on? What's going on, Thomasina Cook? Bless up, bless up, bless up. Welcome in. Timothy, what's up? Good to see you, Timothy. Good to see you today. Let's see. Irma, hey, what's going on? You new? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you've been here, I apologize. I hadn't seen your name, but thank you. I'm thankful for you to come here. I grew up in the country too. Come on back. Come on back. I mean, even if you don't do it permanently, do it part-time. Come on back. See God's blessing, because I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with being connected to nature. What's up, Happy Mac? Good to see you. Good to see you. Bless up, bless up. All right. Be rich, my friend. Thawing in Atlanta. I understand. I'm thawing here in Florida, man. I can connect with that. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. You know, every time y'all do that, man, y'all really support the channel. I really appreciate it. It really encourages, and also it's a blessing that we can continue to prosper and do what we need to do. And much love and many blessings to you. And hey, I read that comment you got. Congratulations to you, my brother. Congratulations to you on dipping your toe in the water. And we look forward for more feedback and more information from you to share and encourage others to do what you've done. If y'all don't know, Be Rich has got some land, y'all. He put it out there in the comments. I'm not putting anything that he didn't want me to put out there, because he put it in the comments on my video. So I'm just letting y'all know he about that life, man. So I'm looking forward to many blessings, and I want to see that growth. And I'm looking forward to it. And I know it's going down. What's up, Queen? Bless up, Queen. Shalom to you too as well. Many blessings to you. Rain down blessings on you. It's 5 Celsius or 41 Fahrenheit for me over in Vancouver Island, Canada. It's projected to get colder next. Same thing here, fam. I'm hoping, I'm praying they're going to stay at least around the mid 30s at best shot. I'm hoping that the weather people will not predict what it's supposed to be, but I'm hoping that the Gulf of Mexico warmth will push up and push away some of that Arctic coldness coming down, because we do need a rebound in temperature here to maintain what we have. It's fine that it gets cold at night and early morning. Mainly it get cold the coldest time it gets is early morning. We're thankful for that, not rather than at evening and at night, because if it gets cold in the early morning, we know we get that rebound of that sun coming through, and thawing out everything, and then we can get that rebound, because they can get some chill hours. They just don't need to get too much of consistent cold weather. Roasted and essential oils. Go on, dip yourself. Roasted and essential oils. I love it. KP Heathen, what's going on, Scorpio? On that tat. Uh-oh. Drop my buddy right here, y'all. Yeah, my bad. Drop my buddy. Greetings from Louisiana. Many prayers, many bless ups to you. I know you're going through the same cycles of temperatures that we're going through, because we're very similar to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all of that, South Alabama, all of that. North Texas. I don't know, Texas is a little bit different, because I be watching some of the temperatures, and it's totally different. And I don't know what to make out of it. Let's see. Gigi says, but they won't come past those no trespassing signs. No, yeah, and one of the things I want to talk to you all about, because we need to have some real conversations about land, about our rights, and they're changing. And y'all need to pay attention and keep y'all eyes out on land as y'all become new landowners, and some of y'all experienced landowners. They're changing a lot of our rights. They changing a lot of different things. And we've seen the devastation, not just only, it's funny. Living in the state of Florida for well over a decade. My father was from the state of Florida. I spent pretty much part of my whole entire life, my whole adult life has been right here in the state of Florida. A lot of stuff that people shun away and they talked about, and they just be like, oh, I hate that happened. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, they taking land over down in Florida, a lot of that swamp land, and then they misleading the people, and then the insurance company folding over. People are noticing the things that we have been used to everyday life is happening all across the nation. Look at what's going on in Hawaii. I mean, everything that all of these things that has been happening in Florida for a long time. Georgia has experienced some of it too. And I can't speak to other states because I haven't lived in other states. I just listen to the feedback that people tell me. But we watch. People say some of these storms were natural, some of these storms were planned, some of these hurricanes were natural, some of them were planned. It doesn't matter. The problem is we're watching beautiful, fertile land that was not like desired. It was out of the way. It's being seized. It's been taken over. And when people come in, some people been living outright. They can't afford to maintain insurance. The insurance requirements does not allow them to be able to afford insurance. I think it's truly against the law to force people to have insurance. I don't think I think, especially in state of Florida, we're a no-fault state. It means in a no-fault state, if you have an accident, your other person don't have to have insurance to drive. Why are we finding people? I'm not saying in Florida, but I'm saying across the nation. Why are we finding people that they don't have insurance? Because guess what's happening? The whole point of you having insurance is protect your investment and protect yourself. But the insurance company is so intertwined in the government and regulations for healthcare, for our employers, for our driving, for everything, going to the doctors, all of that. It should not be so, because of the fact of, if I'm out here in the woods and I'm living, and if I go to the doctor and if I need to seek help, I should be able to trade my dollars or something of value for services. And it should not be so much where they're looking at what type of insurance, what level of insurance you have based on treatment. It should be based on meeting the needs of the people, right? A lot of the back in the days, a lot of the hospitals, a lot of the places, they were non-profits. Now they're transitioning from non-profits to profits because they putting profits over people. It's consistent every single time. For some reason, we have been given this idea that profit is more important than people. Government was never intended to be a profit. We're watching these corporate companies and corporate CEOs and everybody just taking over. And they are running the government. And somehow people don't, they give us these little things to keep us where we don't like each other, to fight against each other. But we don't never come collectively and come together and say, look, enough is enough. It used to, y'all remember Little House on the Prairie when Dr. Brooker used to come around? Dr. Brooker used to ride his horse in the middle of the night, and then some of the community would go and help out Dr. Brooker. If Dr. Brooker needed anything, he needed repairs to his house or anything like that. You remember when he was a pillar in the community? He provided not only service, sometimes people just needed talking to. Sometimes people didn't need a pill. They didn't need nothing. They just needed maybe encouragement. They call it placebo or whatever you want to call it. But we used to work with each other and add value to each other. We used to add value on the quality and the service. But now it's a trained process of just money being exchanged in all kinds of ways. And my thing is, I don't know what it's going to take for us to wake up and then understand that life is not that complicated. Everything we need is out here. We need to share. We need to collaborate with each other. We need to focus on building one another up, educating one another through successes that we learn. We need to be open-minded. And we also need to be vigilant. You know, like you see something, say something, do something. It's not right. But let's go. Let me go back to the comments. Queen says, I want to be like a dam and chafer in the garden, walking freely and talking to the Most High freely. There's nothing stopping you, Queen. Get you some land, create your garden, get you space. Because that's all you're doing. By getting land, it's just space. It's giving you room, giving you a little room to do what you really want to do. It's not about building no house. It's not about building things to bring you profits. What happens? Have you ever considered living life where I'm going to live a portion of my life where money doesn't even matter? Think about this. It takes money to do things. I get it. But imagine you can go to a place where you can sit and listen and decompress and look around and just take in what you want to take in and process it the way you want to process it. I can look at a tree and I can see something different from what you see. And then I can verbalize it outwardly, even though no one will communicate back and forth with me. And it's okay. It's okay. And some people really, they can't connect just to that one step. I can't even imagine taking it to another step. Season of the Tree. What's up, Season of the Tree? Welcome in, Season of the Tree. Good morning to you and Season of the Tree. Definitely put some T's in the chat. Thank you for the T's in the chat. What's up, Miss Native? What's going on to you? Food Forest, permaculture. Greetings, Earthling. It's all about the biology. Happy Sunday. On my way to walk in the forest. I already beat you to it, Food Forest. Got up early this morning. It was frost. Everything. It sounded like it was raining in the forest, y'all. It sounds like it was like it's rain going. It's weird. But then if you're not under trees, it was no rain. But that was everything just releasing that frost and waking up and just shaking it off. Because that's what nature does. Nature is so resilient. And then it takes the benefits. Because I don't know if y'all know, when weather gets real cold, a lot of the sugars in the plant, they really come to the presence of whatever it has. That's energy. That's why I like for little frogs. And we got a few. I noticed Gigi left 1 or 2 fruits out there, and those fruits are going to be very, very sweet because of that little frost. It puts all of the sugars into the fruit. It's something about it. You don't need to let it sit out there too long, but then if you let that little frost kiss the fruit, oh my goodness, man, you're looking at months of progress within that seasonal tree. Come on. Thank you so much. Thank you for blessing the channel. Thank you for being so gracious to this channel, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Seed, soil, and sunshine. What's going on? What's going on? Let me share some things with y'all, fam. I thought I had me a little note here, but I don't know where I placed it. I must have put it down. But I want to share a couple of things with you to kind of get you on your way throughout this week, to get you going and moving this week. Insurance is a paper pushing business to being profits to the people at the top. Sharks. It's terrible. Change is coming. Change is coming because we've seen hurricanes come through, wipe out areas. Y'all just seen it recently. Beautiful areas. They're just working families. They're just working people. Next thing you know, their insurance didn't cover the damage that has been done. And some people, I'm saying in Florida, and it happens almost every single year. The same process goes on and on. And they come in and the storms just decimate everything. People don't talk about sometimes during hurricanes, there are fires. There's flooding. There's wind damage. And they go back and forth with the insurance company. Meanwhile, while you outside of your home, you still got to pay for a place to stay, whether it's a hotel, whether it's staying with family members, having your pets, having your animals. A lot of your things, you got to go back and forth. You can't go too far from your property, because if you go far from your property, you got people that come in, they steal, because not everything gets destroyed. They go in, they steal your property. You got to guard your property. Then if you publicize or if you make known that some stuff was stolen, then the insurance company are battling with you saying, well, you already said that certain items were stolen, but you're trying to claim it. And it's shameful that you're going through that when they know that you got to basically rebuild. And then you get the balance with value over dollar value. If I bought a $200,000 house back in 1996, and now the property is valued at $500,000, and you know that you really got $750,000 worth between accessories and all the intricate pieces, toothbrushes, all the different things that you need, that at today's cost, it'll run you about $750,000 replaced, but then they're willing to give you $500,000. But then when you go back and you want to rebuild, they're telling you to build that type of house and everything that you have, not including the contents, it's going to take you it's going to take you $750,000 to rebuild that same piece. And then you're going to have to wait for another year and a half. And the insurance companies are battling with you based on what they want to pay for how long they want to pay for it, how they want to pay for it. And then all the contractors and all the people, they know that it's a demand. What I'm saying, it's a bad situation to be in. I wish it for nobody. But what they typically do, they end up selling for cash because they back and forth with insurance companies. And they end up selling for $280,000 or for $300,000. And then the people that take the land, or the corporations that take the land, they don't care, because they're going to wipe everything out, because it's cheaper right now to pay $300,000 for some raw, burnt up, destroyed land that all they have to do is clear a whole span of area. And now they can rebuild, and they're going vertically. And when they go vertically, the profits will go up. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. They've been doing this for decades. Now, it used to be so high demand for Florida real estate, but now we're watching. It don't matter where you're in North Carolina, South Carolina, Appalachian Mountains, Kentucky, whatever. Land is valuable, fam. We have a window in time right now where wherever you buy, As long as don't have radiation or no other that kind of stuff, if it's good solid land and if it's good proximity to good location and you got natural resources, great natural resources, is worth the investment. Because in the future, it will be common for us to rent everything and own nothing. If you already own land, this 2025, fam, snatch up you some fruit trees, some vegetables, snatch up every natural resource you can, because in the future, I don't know if it's going to be that much accessible. And if it is, the prices are going to be so high. And by the time they tinker and toy with plants and vegetables, you ain't really going to want them. So my advice, don't worry about that you might be planting a fruit tree in the middle of the woods. Don't worry about that. Plant a fruit tree. Don't matter that you might be planting herbs down in a random place on your land. Plant the herbs, plant the fruit, plant the vegetables, plant as much as you possibly can. 2025, I'm buying as much. People talking about investing in crypto, they talking about investing in stocks. I'm doing that too. Don't get it twisted. But you better believe, I don't care what's the price. In 2025, I'm buying fruit trees, I'm buying vegetables, I'm buying herbs, I'm buying seeds, I'm buying everything. And I'm dispersing it all over my land. Because guess what? If I don't have no gas in my car, imagine this, I'm on my land. And if I do a lean-to, I pull an RV out here, I buy me a used, dilapidated trailer. I don't care, it's shelter. I buy a high-class tent, I buy a yurt. It doesn't matter. I have shelter. And I got land. If I spend the next year to two, and in 5 years, if I can't afford gas or electricity, I can't afford my electric bill, I can't afford my water bill, but I got a well, I got a way to fuel the pump, I got a way to pump the pump, I got water catchment systems, I got fruit, I got vegetables. Fam, do you not know you can be totally out of money and cash, but if you got your land, you got your animals, you got your natural habitat, you got your herbs, you got your vegetables, you got everything, you okay. You got shelter, you okay. Is it comfortable? No. But that's where you start building your endurance on your land. You start learning your land, you start camping out on your land, you start going different times of the year on your land. You go when it's raining, you go when the sun shines, you go when it's cold, you go when it's hot. And you start learning strategies and you start learning things about how to survive. Because I'm telling you, we're going to watch basic things become very extreme in pricing. Don't you know that corporations and pharmaceutical companies watch us growing our own stuff? And they talk about spraying this and spraying this. I'm taking my chances, fam. Don't cut down all your trees. Plant up underneath your trees. Yes, it's going to take longer, but yet they will be protected. Go ahead and water some of that stuff in the garden. Plant stuff randomly. Learn your plants. Don't depend on no app. Don't depend on, learn, grow it yourself. You'll learn. When you water it, you'll know what you need to go water. When it seeds and it spreads itself, you'll know that it's multiple pieces of that. Don't cut up everything. Go ahead and just enjoy the land, fam. These companies only care about the bottom line. We have to make sure we focus on staying in good health and only use them in emergency. Yeah, everything is necessary. I totally agree with that, Gigi. I think you're absolutely right. Excuse me. I much rather invest in land. And that's on you, family man. This is the thing. I think out of all investments, this is where my mind just blowed when I was sitting out one day on my land. Imagine if you had to make one investment and that investment had to sustain you. Imagine that. Now I want you to concentrate what I just said. Imagine you could make but one investment and that one investment had to sustain you. Let's talk about stocks. You invest in a stock. Don't matter whether it perform well or good. But that stock had to sustain you. You know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to convert it. What you can convert it to? Something that's lesser than what you divested it in. Okay, you got crypto. In order to be able to utilize that investment, you're going to have to convert it. Whether you lend against it, use it for collateral, whatever, you're going to have to. You can't eat that crypto. You can't eat that stock. You can't drink that crypto. You can't drink that stock. But if you buy the right land, let's say a classic car, you can't drink that car. You're going to have to exchange something for that. So if I got that land and I got all my natural resources, I got water, I got shelter on that land, I got food, I got medicine on that land, it can self-sustain me, fam. We missed the ticket. Somehow we are believing in stuff that's controlled by man, that's maintained by man. You know what? This land don't care the interest rate is 23%. This land don't care whether such and such is in the office or such and such. This land don't care whether something rose by 20% or there was a crash. The land will still provide regardless. Yeah, I get you got drought, but if you got drought, everybody hurt. Everybody hurt. If you got floods and rains, everybody hurt. I mean, if it flood and rain, you still ain't got no computer. You still ain't got no access to get nothing, to transfer something for something, right? But we understand there's extremes to everything, but we're talking about continuum. If you're looking at everyday day-to life, your land can provide you water, food, shelter, medicine, everything from one investment. The key is taking your time and finding that one right investment. That land can provide you everything you need to exist off of one investment. And you don't have to liquidate it to get the benefits. You don't have to trade it to get the benefits. But they said like stocks and crypto and all that stuff, you can lean, you can borrow against it, use it as an asset. Land is the ultimate asset. When God blessed us with a blessing, he gave us the garden. I can't make this up. When people extract the gold, they extract the gold from the earth. When we look at energy, lightning strikes a tree that connected to the earth. When we want to ground ourselves and neutralize ourselves, our mind, our body, our soul, we connect to the ground. Fam, I just want to beg you to look at it, to invest in it, to embrace it, to cultivate it, to build it. Use your imagination. No one ever thought of that before. Why not do it? Why not invest in that? The stock market crash, economy crash, that land's still there. And if you connect with that land, the birds still sing on the land, the deer still trample, the raccoons still go, the possum still float, the mushrooms still grow, the herbs still grow, the sun still rise, the rain still rain, the squirrels still jump. Nothing changes. I just wish y'all could really understand what I'm saying, because it's one of them things where you have to experience it. It's some things you can't change. And I'm not dishing nothing else, but just understand that if you, as Family Man said, my main focus is land. If he picked the right land and he had the right piece of property, not only will he benefit, but everything and everyone that comes behind him will benefit too, on top of that. And it still keeps producing time after time after time again. It's crazy though. Vision Preparedness, I didn't see him. What's up, my brother? What's going on? Oh, there you go. Good morning to you too, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you as always. Growing with Hudson, what's going on? Good to see you, Doug. There go my friend right there. Land, it can shelter and feed you all day long, Doug. All day long. I mean, I don't know how to explain that, fam. If y'all can, give me 1 second, because I do want to go over a couple of topics that I had. Oh, here it is. Bam, I got it right here. All right. Let's go in here real quick. Let's have a quick conversation. I talked about that. Let me go to page 2. Okay. I don't know if y'all knew, but owner land offers unparalleled control over how you use the property. Unlike leasing or renting, you are free to make decisions about the land use, such as starting a business, constructing a home, or creating a retreat. And the list goes on and on and on. Your creativity can drive the benefits of just owning that piece of property. And when it comes to natural disasters, the crazy thing about this is whether you believe that those fires in California are planned or not planned, guess what? After everything is burnt away, guess what's going to be left? There's going to be one thing that's going to be left. They're going to discard all the rubble. I watched this video. This one guy, man, he had a beautiful collection of vintage cars. Y'all know I love cars. I used to be a collector of cars. And then one day, the creator woke me up and told me, this stuff is going to come and go. Invest in more things and put your heart into more things, because I'm telling you, man, I used to collect cars. I used to restore cars. I remember I would pull out some cars that had been out there aging for decades, for well beyond where I live. And when it seems like when I got that car on my property and I started to kind of clean out that car and clean up that car, every time it rained, I felt like rust was growing more and more. Y'all know, if y'all got some 60 models, some 50 model cars, it seemed like every time it rained, once I get that car to my land or my property, I would clean it up and then try to look and see what I got. And it seemed like the rain would just come time and time again. And I could just see the rust just growing and growing and growing on the cars. But I was thinking about him over in California. He had fully restored cars, 60 model Chevrolet Chevelles and everything. He had Chevrolet trucks. He had 70 model, 60 model trucks. And the fire was all around him. And he had a privacy fence. And he had like a canopy overshadowing. These cars looked like they didn't need no restoration. They looked like it was full restored and customized. And he just like boohooing because he's seeing the fire come on those cars and he knows what's going to happen. He can't move them, and there's too many. He couldn't move them if he tried. And even if he tried, he has no place to go because the fire was engulfed all around him. But he's sitting there, he's standing there, putting his life at risk, but still trying to get in the last glimpse of those cars. But after those cars burn, after the buildings burn, everything, you know what you got left is land. If a spring is on your land, even after a fire, because in Florida, we have prescribed fires every year. There's a lot of natural resources out here. There's a lot of natural forest out here. And so we watch more growth happens a lot of times after the fire, but it's a natural takeover. It's like a natural reset. It's like a fasting. It's a fire fasting for Earth. So it's like wiping away all of the impurities and everything, all of the destruction and devastation that has happened on that land. Fire comes through, and then things settle, and through the fire, all the nutrients, all the soil gets amended. Next thing you know, organic material starts to grow. Organic material grows through the ashes, through the rubble. And next thing you know, you got a full, beautiful life. You got a whole sustaining environment. That's what nature does. It's the same thing with us. You got a goal, you got your education, you got anything you're going through. You just say, I'm going to go dieting, I'm going to go fast, I'm going to go on an educational journey, I'm going to go build my career, I'm going to start a business. The first thing that comes is fire. People say it's negativity, people say it's challenges, but the first thing happens is fire. The fire then burns away all the impurities, and then it takes those impurities, the minerals and all the things out of those impurities, it brings it back to the foundation. And then guess what happens? You get new growth. The same thing that I'm talking about, control freedom. If you own land, they burn the land, they take the land, they flood the land. After a flood, guess what's going to happen? New growth is going to happen. The land is still there. It's still there. It's not a bad idea to invest in it. Don't let the renters talk you out of buying land. You'll have more renters telling you about all the problems that you never own land, you never will own land, you never will control anything. You'll have more renters telling you that than you will owners. People say, I use debt for my leverage. I don't care what nobody say. It's easier to live life not owing nobody. Yes. Do I own people? Yes. But my land is my land. All the stuff on, they can come and take away this and take away that, but they can't take away the land. It's the foundation, baby. So one of the things, it is about some freedom. It's about allowing you to be creative and allowing you to create your own environment to the best of your ability. Imagine doing what would your neighborhood look like? I want you to close your eyes and think about it. If you had to build, you took 5 acres, you took 6 acres, you took 7 acres, you took 120 acres, you took 1 acre, and you just say, hey, I'm going to build me a little neighborhood. What would your neighborhood look like? What color would your street signs be? Would you put street signs? Would you put street lights? Who would you allow in your neighborhood? What trees would you plant in your neighborhood? Would you have block parties? Would you have get-togethers? Would you have cookouts? Would you have fireworks? You can do it all, baby. You can do it all. It's up to you. That's the beautiful thing. What's up, Resilient Dad? Coming in from the Bay, much respect. Hey, man, much love to you and much love to your neighbors over there too, man. Sending out love and blessings. I know California, just like Florida, is a big state. It covers in eastern side would be multiple states, but we just thinking and praying about you. Feather Fox, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. I like the icon, Feather Fox. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm trying not to miss nobody. Let's see. Miss Native. All right. Black Love 17. We need to buy land in groups to make it easier for our separation from anti-Black hatred. Black Love. Thank you. Let's have a conversation. Yeah. Are y'all grown? If you're under 21, raise your hand. If you're under 21, raise your hand. If you're over 21, put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up. And I didn't want to go down here, but I'm going to go down here because let me tell y'all, I used to delete a lot of comments about black this and black that and black this and black that. I don't know how to even begin this conversation, and I'm probably going to risk some subscribers on this, but it's all good. I'm going to stand on what I believe. I've had more opposition to influencing, to motivating, to inspiring people to grow their own food, to buy their own land, to investing into your family, investing in your own community. I had more opposition from people that have said, because I never met none of these people online, that they are Black or African American or Nubian, whatever they want to call it. I had more opposition from them than I have anywhere. And let me say this: I get a lot of little sneaky. I can always kind of tell trolls from this real. The beautiful thing about life is we get choice. We didn't choose the skin that we're in. We didn't choose the family that we were born into. We didn't choose the time that we're born. It's a lot of things we didn't choose. But life gives us options, right? And I'm thankful for the skin that I'm in. I'm thankful for the country that not necessarily, see, I wasn't born in this country, but my parents served this country. And due to the fact of that, I'm still American citizen because my parents were serving this country, even though I wasn't born in this country. I still like to view this country as a part of a place where I stay. In my fundamental beliefs, I don't believe we own nothing. I agree. What we can do, we can lease space and time. What I've done by living my life in this journey is understand that this right here is not a choice. It's a blessing. What my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and forefathers have done have paved the way for me to be right here where I'm at. And opposition comes in many ways. And for us to isolate opposition from just one group of people, it's all a lie. Now, do we get opposition from other groups more than others? Absolutely, without a doubt. But for me to hang my hat on being of pro one thing, it's going to distract you. It's going to make you question what you're doing if you get caught up into that. But if you say focus on what the Creator guides you and teach you and show you, I've been ostracized just for buying land here in this United States of America. I've been condemned for investing here. And the majority of the people that condemn me, they don't own nothing. Far as they leasing, they renting. They haven't left this same country that they ostracized me with. They haven't established a nation of their own. They haven't procured no type of tangible goods worth that's not like mobile, right? Outside of mobile. But I listen to that and I take it in, and it reminds me that you have to listen to the Creator over man. You will not understand or see things that man will accept you with. Because if I listen to man, I would have had an earth dome. I wouldn't have bought this property. I would not bought my home. I would not left my job. I wouldn't have married. I wouldn't have had kids. I wouldn't have bought a car. I wouldn't have bought a house. If I listen to man and listen to what they want me to be and how they view me as being, there's no telling where I would be and how I would be, whether it's right or wrong. But where you see me at, what you see me doing right now at this point in time is me listening to the Creator and listening to a confirmation from the Creator when I make a move. And the God that I serve is a perfect God. The God that I serve is an all-loving, believing God. And I trust that God. And the God that I serve don't matter where I am, whether you want to call this Babylon or you want to call anywhere else. The God I serve is an all-seeing, all-knowing God. The God I serve can contain the forces of evil against me. And I walk not with fear, but with confidence and knowing that the God that I serve is an amazing God. And the God will protect me and bless me. People can come and take this land if they want to. I will defend what God has given me because God will want me to defend what God has given me. And if God allows for me to not have this, the same God that allowed my foreclosure to happen back in 2008, the same God that allowed my car to be foreclosed or be seized multiple times, the same God that allowed my retirement fund to go zero, the same God that allowed me to go buy a 2,300 square foot house, the same God that allowed me to buy 20 acres cash, the same God that allowed me to do this and do that, the same God that restored my body when I was living with tubes going down my throat, going down to my stomach, that pulled that out of me. The same God that allowed me to lose my children, that allowed me to have multiple children after that, the same God is still there. The same God is still on the throne. The same God that allowed me to have any woman that I could have, that I want to have, allowed me to have one queen, that allowed me to love that queen. The same God that allowed me to have a beautiful mother, that loving and cherished, that's a pillar in the community. The same God is still on the throne. So I have no fear when it comes to what man believes, what man thinks. I have no fear when it comes to government, to politics, to war, to chemical, to health. I have no fear. God gives me intelligence. He gives me perseverance. God gives me sustainability. God gives me hope, give me faith. God sheds me light. And that light that God given me is unmatchable to a containment of what man mind limits me to be. Because I bust through every single barrier that man tried to compartmentalize me. And I get it. A lot of us, we've been taught to limit our brains based on who is teaching or who is delivering, because that's limited beliefs. But if you just try, you step out on faith and you just go out there, God will show you that you have abundance, and it's not just in your imagination, but it's here, it's tangible, it's physical. When we first acquired this land, there's no way in the world we would see the challenges and things that we face. We didn't have no land clearing material. We didn't have no bush hog. We didn't have a tractor. We didn't have a front end loader. We didn't have a skid steer. We didn't have nothing. We had a chainsaw, an axe, and some machetes and some pruners. And Gigi and I, we came out here every chance we could in 100+ degree weather. And we got out here and we chopped. You know what? The fact that we got up and we make that first start, God says, I see your passion. I see where you're going. Because you got to understand, no matter what situation, I could be trying to buy a $1.2 million house, and God will say, if I allow it to happen, you can have it. Yeah, I could go and buy 400, 500,000 acres. If that's what God allows me to vision and see, I can obtain it, because that's what I wanted. I wanted 5 acres, maybe 10. God blessed us with 20. We were looking for 5 to 10. God blessed us with 20. That's what God does when you get up and you step out. So to limit me on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it based on man's perception or man understanding, I throw it out. I discard it. I don't even see it. God says, you need help. It's no different between go look onto that land and tell me what you see. I see giants. I see all these people. They strong, they big, they this and that. Come back. God seeing another generation say, what do you see? I see we can take the land. It ain't no, can you please allow me? God said, I see. They said, I see where we can take the land. Go take it. When God said ultimately destroy, God means ultimately destroy. God wasn't talking to me when that situation, but God talked to me in my situation. And when you get a relationship, God will speak to you in your situation. But you got to step out. You got to communicate. You got to ask for guidance. Guess what happened? We started cutting, chipping away. It was big old mountains of debris and trash and all that stuff. Didn't have no machinery, no nothing. Thought that we could probably dig our way with a shovel and cut and machete some stuff up. Yeah, we seen it on TV. That's all a lie. We seen it on YouTube. We seen all that stuff with lies. Next thing you know, a neighbor came by, said, hey, how y'all doing? Now, if we in Babylon and we ain't supposed to speak to certain people, we ain't supposed to interact with certain people, we ain't supposed to do nothing, God can't bless you like that, because you got your trust in man and your man understanding. But you know what God said? Be kind to your neighbor. Neighbor came up. First, I'm mean mugging. I'm from the city. I don't trust nothing. I got one hand on the trigger. I got another, my eyes on that person. Didn't know what the intent. He said, hey, y'all look like y'all need some help. I said, we got it. My wife, on the other hand, said, yeah, we do need some help. Looking at side-eye my wife, like, I don't want no help from. I don't know who this cat is. Next thing you know, this cat said, I got a brother. He can help y'all. I'm going to get y'all his card. He gave me his card. He said, call him up. He'll help y'all. He pulled off. Didn't think nothing more about it. Sweating profusely out there with fires, 100+ degrees. Called him up. He came by. He looked. He walked around. That same day, he drove up, put his skid steer out there, dropped it off. He said, I'll be by in the morning. I'll go ahead and come through there and clear that. You just tell me what you want cleared. Let's walk through. Let's do this. You know, when he got finished with it, you know what he said? Give me whatever you got, man. Just, you know, whatever you can. Don't worry about it. We neighbors. Don't worry about it. So when people come to me about their mindset, their limited beliefs, I say thank you for your information, but the God I serve is an amazing God. And the God I serve will give me every resource that I need. I just got to be open-minded and willing to listen to those blessings. Or it's going to take me longer to get there because God going to keep sending it to you. You trying to get out of that apartment, you trying to get out of that job, you feel like you can't. Man, if I had to see how much money we have spent just getting back here and just doing what we need to do, there's no way in the world I would have did it because I'm using my limited beliefs, my limited vision. My vision got cataracts all over my eyes. I can't see that. But you know what? The previous roles in my life have taught me that God will take me through this situation. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's easy to give up. We could have got in here the first week and say, man, this is overwhelming. This is too much. There's no way we're going to do it. And people were giving us $7,000, $8,000 to do what we paid $500 to do. Let me say that one more again. People were giving us quote for $7,000 or $8,000 that we paid somebody $500 to do. Now, granted, we constantly gave them more and more as we could give more, but God gave us that first stepping stone because it was nothing that I did. It was no negotiation tactic or nothing like that. Who brought them individuals in our lives? All you got to do is start your work, start your journey, begin your journey. Don't overthink it because you're limiting your belief. You're limiting your sources based on you. Get involved. And you're going to get a bunch of no's. You're going to get a bunch of yes, no's, 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 no's. And then you're going to get one yes. And you're going to know it was nothing that you've done, but it's only the divine presence of the Most High. And then guess what's going to happen? Next thing you know, things going to get to moving. Once we got cleared out, the rent that we were paying in our RV spot kept going up. Did I see that? No, we started out as $400 and some change a month for our RV spot where we had our RV. By the time we left, it was up to $1,200 per month just for a spot in an RV. Did I foresee that? No. I weighed the cost. I did the dollar cost averaging. Didn't expect certain situation to happen. Sometimes you don't. But guess what? Before you was born, before you were created, God already saw it. I already knew where you were going, how you were going to go. But it's up to you to depend and tap into that resource, fam. Take that step. Walk in that step. Sometimes you might have to sit down for a little while, let things mold over. Level out. It's okay. But you got to make that first step, that first move. You want to go back to school. You want to go for the career. You want to move to another city. You want to start your career and your passion. You want to build a book. You want to write a book. You want to build a house. You want to spend more time with your family. You want to work from home. All of those things, you got to first start and take that first step. Stop doing the same things you've been doing and then start looking for options. Get up, talk, communicate. If I said, nah, we good, and let my pride stand in, I wouldn't have been here where I'm at now. That same relationship, we cultivate that whole relationship all the way up to this year. That same individual been helping me. That same individual has been building a business, and I've been part of helping them build their business. And they're machinery has got better and better. Guess what? My funds got more and more. We were able to bless each other together. He gave me insight on who to get with the well, who to reach out for permit, who to reach out for the fire marshal, who to reach out for septic tank. He began to be a fundamental principle to help me navigate out here in these woods. But all it started with me getting up, me and Gigi getting up one early morning and going cutting some weeds and some vines and burning some debris. And years later, we're here able to reap the benefits of our labor. Them cold nights when you wrap your plants, when you make sure the water for your animals is right, you cover up, you cut on the lights, you make sure you feed them in the middle of the night, you get up early in the morning. When people come to the property and they see eggs, fruit, vegetables, they see the fruits of the sacrifice. But you got to make that sacrifice. Everything you do, you got to make that sacrifice. And what people don't see, to them don't matter. But to you, you see the value in everything you're putting through, and you look at things in a totally different way. When I go back to the city and I go in the bathroom and they leave water running, they cut on lights that don't need to be on, it just makes my heart melt, because I realize the sacrifice that it takes and the amount of energy that it takes that's being squandered, and the natural resources that are being extracted just to produce what we call convenience. And I say, Lord, please forgive us, for most of us don't know what we're doing. We don't. But you can make an impact. Buy you some land, buy you some natural land, fam. Let me go back. Doug said, my land is I think you're saying look like a compound built in a natural park. Doug, you get to decide that on your land. As long as it's not offending the and this is the thing, I do want to tell people this. I've had people give me pushback, because originally when I came out here, I was not going to use government for permitting, for nothing. I was going to buy my land, go tucked away in the woods. I wasn't going to do nothing when it deals with permitting. And some people tell you, don't invite them people back there, don't do nothing like that. But let me tell you, fam, this is your problem. When you get out here, you're going to be able to fellowship and communicate with your neighbors that has already been doing this for generations. Some of them, what they did and their forefathers did, you can't do. The laws are changing, fam. You better listen to them laws, because the worst thing you could do is like a compound down the road from me. There's a compound down the road from me. They built a whole compound and they can't even enter into their land because they didn't do basic fundamental steps in getting approval for what they're doing. And the problem with that is that means when you go all like that, you're going commando all the way. That means you don't need to ask for nothing. You better not call for no roadway opening. You better not call for no water. You better not call for no law enforcement. You better not call for nothing. You better be standalone and willing to stand on it. And if anything happens, you better have enough money to cover it. So if a fire breaks out and it goes on somebody else's property and they find out that you deem it, you better be able to self-sustain yourself. If something gets destroyed in a storm, you better not ask for no insurance. You better not ask. There's a price that comes with all of that stuff. 911, all of that. You won't have an address. You won't have nothing. You won't get cellular service. If you get cellular service, you tapping into the grid. People say they want to do this grid off the grid thing, but you got to understand everything comes at a cost. And it's fine. You buy that land, understand when you buy that land, be careful what you sign, be careful what you do. And if you want to go all commando like that, you better keep it and maintain it, and no one on your land better not do it. Pay your taxes. There's a place in California that I watch. He don't ask for nothing for the county. He don't ask nothing for law enforcement. He don't ask nothing for anything that's paid through taxes. Period. But he pays his taxes to keep them away from him. Right? If you ain't ready for that, you want some modern day convenience, you want this, you want a few infrastructure, go ahead and permit your stuff. Go ahead and ask for planning and zoning. Go ahead and get approval. If you ever want to liquidate your stuff, you want to insure your stuff, that's a part of the system. We can't control that. So get your permitting done. If you want your money, or if anything get destroyed, anything get burnt out, you want to be able to claim anything, go and get your permitting. Get you professional people back there to get this done. If you don't want no land seizures, no land takeover, where it's like easy turnkey, go ahead and get your stuff, your ducks lined in order. Know what you're doing before you do it. Don't go be building stuff back there and then you're not expecting to tear it down. You're not expecting for it not to be insured. If anything happened to it, you're expecting to pay cash and replenish whatever you leave. But if you plan to work partially in the system, get the permitting. Trust me. Trust me. There's some acreage right there. It's been vandalized. Most country people out here do not touch other folks' stuff, but it's like they had all kinds of new stuff back there. It's almost like it's inevitable. People gonna touch it. They had a whole village back there. Department of Health shut them down, and the county shut them down because they didn't want to do sewage. They didn't want to do the water containment right. They didn't want to do no permitting. And guess what happened? Everything got shut down. So you don't have to listen to me, but the idea of doing this and doing that sounds great, but you live in the great states of the United States of America. And if you want to protect your investment, you want to really do what you need to do, go ahead and make the right steps to go ahead and get your permit and get everything done. It's okay if you build a $500 structure, and if it tells, okay, I get that, $1,000, $1,500, I get that. You ain't got maybe $2,000 worth of equipment in there and you lose it. I get that. But when you're talking about thousands of dollars and you're talking about infrastructure, piping, sewage lines, you're talking about all this. Because if I listen to people, I would have built a whole thing with no permits out of humiculture. I would have did my own septic tank. If I listened to people, I would have did, and they could have easily shut me down and came and seized my property and everything, and I'd be left with nothing. So listening to people, you have to treat it like a screen. You have to filter and then confirm it. Filter it, take the pieces you want, that you like, or that you think will be beneficial, then you take it and you vet it and you confirm it. And if all things check out, you thank that person, you appreciate that person, and you keep it moving. Yes, sir. The Bay is good, but when you have friends and family, you gotta help. Yeah, I feel you. I made my property available for those who need to regroup. We gotta help if we can. Amen. Same thing with hurricanes and storms in Florida, man. We gotta help each other, man. That's the whole point. And that's why it's so important to own something so that you can help. Be in a position where you can help. I'm so happy to see groups like Jamal Karamal and Brother Ben X making it possible to do just that. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them, but if they motivate you, they inspire you, push on, push on. Ron Hutt said, believe that. They say we are crabs in a bucket. So sad. That's all in perspective, fam. I don't know, man. Life is different when you're out here in the woods, man. A lot of stuff that people say don't really matter, man. Like I said in my video previous, I woke up this morning and if my pipe burst and water gushing all out, my well running and my motor about to run hot because it's constantly running, Who cares what people say? I don't care what people say. I don't care what no artist, no famous person doing. All I'm thinking about is securing the water, keeping the water, and refixing the pipe. How am I going to fix the pipe and stop my well motor from burning? When you out here and you dependent on your resources and nature resources, a lot of stuff is distractions, man. A lot of things in life that seems to matter, they really don't matter. You know, if I got an animal, they sick, and I gotta nurse them, I gotta take care of them, or if it's finna frost tonight and I got a young seedling that I planted, I might have to dig it up. I might have to put it in a pot. I might have to bring it in the house to protect it over the next week or so. I don't really care what album just dropped, which bowl, who's playing in what bowl, what who just changed or tweeted against this person and told this. A lot of that stuff don't matter. That's why I say this is a reset, fam. This reset. The reset means reset back to original construction, original creation. When you get out here and you're in nature and you live on nature, and just say you even go hiking, just say you go hiking. And Florida got a beautiful trail. They got the Florida Trail, which is very challenging. I never did it. I did pieces of it, but not knowing that I did it. But I seen some of the video. I like, okay, I've been on that trail. But the Florida Trail, if you're out there on the Florida Trail by yourself and you're going through the Florida Trail and somebody tweeted something, that don't really matter. You just heard some bushling, brustling in the woods, and you in up to knee deep full of water, and you out there by yourself, and you know if you cut or you hurt yourself or you break a leg, nobody coming to save you. Some of this stuff really don't matter. It don't even matter. If you and you got your backpack on you, got your backpack on the back of you, and you can adjust it every kind of way you can adjust, and it's still you got that sweat ball in the back of your back, and then you sweating and you feeling a little faint, you feeling a little dehydrated, but then you got water, but you can't drink it because you're knee deep in water and you got swamp, and then you feeling woozy and you about to fall out. A lot of this stuff don't matter. It comes down to survival, man. It comes down to survival. And that's what matters. Walking in love with all fellow humans is what God wants, but not all humans want it. And my thing is, Feather Fox, people say it's a selfish society now. Find your tribe. When you find your tribe, I don't care if it's one person, two people, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 50 people. Find your tribe. Don't mean y'all always going to agree. And let me just share this for our youth. If you're young and you're listening, listen to me right here. Your tribe don't always agree with you. Your tribe don't always support you because they don't agree with what you're doing all the time. Your tribe may not speak to you sometimes, and you might have to approach one of your tribe members and ask them what's wrong or what did I do to offend you. And they may tell you exactly what you did to offend them. And it may piss you off or it may upset you. But just because it did that, you don't walk away from that situation, but you talk it out, you work it out, and you go through it. Same thing in your relationship. Sometimes you may pick someone who has a certain zodiac sign, who has a certain this or that commonality, and guess what? You're going to still find adversity. But the difference is between you finding a long-term commitment relationship where y'all can test the test of time through the fire, as I started out, is by working it out. Somehow we have been so comfortable with, if someone says something to offend us, we turn them off, we tune them off, we walk away, we leave them. We don't work through situations no more. We don't grieve through situations no more. We step away, we walk away, we retreat, and we go find something else to capture our attention. And then we'll deal with that. And then we move on to the next, and we move on to the next. And then we left 50, 60 years later, and we realize we don't have a tribe. And then we go and we try to find a tribe, and we realize that no one wants to talk, no one wants to interact, and we can't connect because we all set in our ways. See, start early, start at a young age, find that commonality and work with each other. Go through those testing times. Push through that. Build your tribe, and then through the fire, you might find only one or two may last through that fire. But guess what you have? You have a good, solid core that understands you, that knows you, that's there genuinely for you. And when they're there genuinely for you, you know they got your best interest. So when they do come to you and they do say something, you take it and you say, I appreciate that information. Now I'm fixing to make a decision. I'm finna move forward because I know you got my best interest. And no matter what you need or they need, y'all look out for each other. And it used to be hundreds of thousands of us that used to do that same thing. That was called a community. And community moved and they supported each other. They looked out for each other in spite of the differences. But somehow we got away from that. But you got the control to start that right now. You have the control and the capacity to start it right now. And it may be hard finding someone with the same mindset, the same goals as you have, but you can cultivate relationships and build those relationships and then allow the fire and the test of time to burn away those impurities and go to the core of that love and that compassion and that fellowship with each other. And then at the end, guess what you got? You got a real good tribe. And when you got a real good tribe, when you grieve, they grieve. When you happy, they happy. When you down, they pick you up. And when they down, you pick them up. When they need something, you do the damn best that you can do to help them. And if you can't, you just there for them in any kind of capacity that you can. And guess what? They understand that you're not there at that time. They understand you can't give them something at that time. They don't drop you. They don't void you. They don't walk away from you, right? Because they know that you through the fire have been there. But most of us, we don't want to go through the fire. Somebody could say one or two things or post something, or somebody could say something about somebody. They didn't even confront them. It ain't even confront. It's just asking, communicate, see if what's been said is true. Most of the time, we don't even want to entertain it. We don't have the energy. I'm so tired. I've been through that so many times before. And then we wonder why we empty and alone and paranoid. We don't trust nothing. We don't believe in nothing. We always looking for negativity in every situation that we have, and we live a life of loneliness and emptiness and paranoia. And we wonder why we are where we are. Because we have created and we have fostered that environment, that aloneness, that emptiness. We trust a damn animal that can't even communicate with you better you can trust a human being, because you disagreeing and you ain't woman or man enough to even communicate and use your intellect to come to conclusions and come to resolving situations, because it's not convenient. It's not okay. I may expose a piece of myself. I may become vulnerable. That's what relationships are all about. Vulnerability, hurt, trust, disappointment, being upset, mending, combining resources, using creativity, solving problems, working through situations, supporting one another, comforting one another, loving one another. To find a friend, to find a good friend is a blessing to live on this earth. But you got to open yourself up. You got to be vulnerable. But you got to also have limitation and boundaries to allow them not to go certain places, and to be able to effectively communicate that, look, there's certain places you're not going to go, and I'm not going to allow you to go. Either you're comfortable with that or you're not. And the closer and the more you expose yourself and show yourself and be transparent and be truthful within yourself and knowing yourself, the closer you will find your tribe. And when you find your tribe, you will see the value in that tribe, almost like owning land. The moment you own that land and you cut through that first road, that driveway, you get that first permit, you get that deed in your hand, and you have that bonfire, and you have friends and family members or whoever there to invite, and some of them not going to like it. When they don't like it, they might not never come, and you okay with that. But when the stuff hit the fan and you okay, and everybody running around like a chicken with a head cut off, and you and your tribe good, don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. But understand that, hey, you're there because y'all put in the work for it. You're there because y'all did the due diligence for it. Don't make no excuses for it. Same way with anything in life. Some people rather see you struggling than see you good. Some people rather see you hurting than see you well. Some people rather see you asking than giving. Those that would rather see you in those positions, are they for you or are they against you? Those that are with you, whether you struggling, whether you this or whether you that, whether they got something to give to you or not, but they just there, are they for you or they against you? In the time of good, who comes to you? In the time of bad, who come to you? When people come to you, what do they come to you for? And if you don't understand, you ask. Because everybody don't move the same way. Everybody don't think the same way. Don't minimize your small mindset with somebody else. Don't minimize your experiences with what you've done to somebody else. Don't limit your beliefs on somebody else. Get an understanding. Proverbs and all, get an understanding. Get an understanding. Because the fact that it's written long ago and given in words of wisdom is there to teach us that what we think and how we think is not always the right way. So, fam, I'm fixing to get ready to get out of here. I've taken up enough of your time. I really appreciate y'all being here. I'm finna go through these chats. I'm finna walk up out of here. Timothy, what's going on? Let's see. Use your own brain. I hear you. Use your own brain and get an understanding, fam. What's up, Gigi? Appreciate that, Gigi. Much love. Thank you, my queen. You know, Gigi don't have to do that. You know, this coming out the same household, right? Some people say, well, why? Think about this. Why does your wife support you? Why does she give and YouTube getting a piece of it? You don't get the majority of whatever they give you. When people give you a donation, you only get a fraction. Why when she cash app you? Some people are mean and selfish. Some people, they have no concept of having a true relationship. Some people don't have a concept of somebody just being there to support you. People don't understand. Just for people to say, I see value in what you're sharing with me. I see your life journey as value to my life, and I'm going to support you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking your time. I appreciate you sharing a piece of that. Some people don't see value in that. Some people don't understand that it ain't about the $19.99. It ain't about the $5. It ain't about the $1. It ain't about the 99 cents. It's about you saying, hey, I'm sacrificing something that I work for, my time, to give you in exchange for your time. I'm going to give exchange for the time that I put in for the time you put in. Because you pouring into me and I'm pouring into you. Gigi is there to support me and I'm there to support her. Some people, they get this foggy mind because they used to what they experiences in life and their relationships and experience in life. Support is everything. You could be out there doing all you can do to try to do the right thing. Not looking for no thank yous, not looking for no pats on the back, not looking for nothing. But when you get one unexpectedly, you can't tell me that don't build you, that don't motivate you, fam. Y'all can't tell me that things that you didn't expect, you didn't ask for, you didn't beg for, you out there just doing what you do, and somebody just say, here, bless it, bless up. That's why every time I come in, I say, bless up, bless up, bless up. Because not only giving blessing and radiating blessings to the Most High, but I want to radiate blessings to you. Every time you hear me say, bless up, bless up, bless up, I mean, I want blessings raining down on you. I want you poured and engulfed in nothing but blessings. I bring you greetings. I bring you love. I bring you compassion. You don't know this person. I don't care, because you are created by the same creator that created me. And for the fact that God took the time to create you means you have value. and you are of a substance. And if no one told you that, I'm here to tell you by saying bless up. I'm here to tell you, you are a blessing to me by just even showing up, by clicking on my video, by saying, hey, I appreciate your time. And I want to spend a little time to fellowship with you. That's what I mean when I say bless up. So those of you that support, whether it's a comment, whether it's a like, whether it's a share, whether it's just saying bless up back or tease in the chat, the tease ain't for me. The tease is for God. The tease is for us to have a place where we say, hey, we radiate nothing but thankfulness to you. So that's what we do. And that's, if we could just pick a part of our life and a part of our portion in time, man, it's all good, man. Abba Yah is awesome, and he will make sure we have that which you need and protect you from all Goliaths. We all got Goliaths in life. And one thing about it, fam, we need each other. We weren't meant to be out here by ourselves. MHW, we need each other. And the sad part about it is, for some reason, sometimes we overlook that. We just overlook it, fam. We are unstoppable because we trust the Most High for everything. Yeah, for sure. And I mean it in all respect, God, because I can't compartmentalize or frame you based on man thinking. You know, it's like this. Have you ever thought about, and I'm going to leave out of here because y'all going to get me tapping into thinking about just the awesomeness, the love of God. And the reason why I don't really like to specify, I don't never want to disrespect the Creator, because I don't know what man over a period of time, and as we go, the longer I live, the more I learn. There's some things I learned as far as details, what I call details, in God-inspired word and God revelation. I realize it's not necessarily about what a dead man or man prior to me relationship was. It's more about my connection with the Most High right now, right then. Can you imagine if you learned that you've been calling God or the Most High the wrong name? You've been thinking that, you know, my name is Rob. People been calling me Rodney. People been calling me Nathaniel. People been calling me this and that. And I see their heart. I know they're not there for no evil, but I don't want to disrespect God whatsoever, because the more we learn about man flaws and about man wanting for power and craving for power and searching for power, man want a brand and name. That man said out there when them young boys walking down that river, he said, this is my land. You're trespassing. This is my land. You know, some scribes, some people may say, hey, I want to name this. I feel like that's a fragrance. I feel like that's a blessing. We're going to name my God this or that. And I don't never want to limit my God on my beliefs or any dead man or man prior to my beliefs. So that's why I do that a lot of times. I do it out of respect and not to cap or to put compartments. And this is just me. I'm not imposing this on nobody. This is just me. I just want to give nothing but fragrance to God, and a good, great fragrance. Not to say that everything I do is perfect, which I know everything I do is far from perfect. But when I do something, I try to do it to the best of my ability, right? Because at the end of the day, man, all we sending up is fragrance, scents, smells, alms, whatever you want to call it. And then the question is, what are we radiating? What are we spewing out? What are we giving back to some creator that no matter what you pick up, no matter what you grab, it's already his, it's already created. What do you give back to one that created everything that we know, touch, feel, smell, think about? What do you give back? You give back obedience. You give back love. You give back thankfulness. You give back charity, appreciation. That's what you give back. That's what you give back. Yeah. I'm finna get out of here, y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Be careful on this next upcoming week. Because I'm telling you, fam, it's supposed to get a little bit colder. Veggie Farm, good to see you. Good to see you in here. Hope y'all doing well over there in Texas. Hope y'all not encountering too much crazy weather. I'm just trying to make sure I hadn't missed no one. AOVO, what's going on from the farm, Southern Illinois? You're blessed. I am in Los Angeles right now. A lot of houses have burnt down. When we retire, we will be happier. Man, until you go through loss, even with us, we gone through storms, we lost some things. You have fires, family had fires, family members have lost everything. We gone through floods in our family. We gone through loss of life. People have lost their life, in some of the floods in Georgia. Close family members, we still think about, our heart still cry and mourn. But to lose everything you've been working for decades or even a year, and then memorabilia, all those things, IDs, all that, it's a constant reminder of what you're going through. And no one can comprehend what they're going through. Some people will not be able to go back to their jobs. Some people will not be able to go back to schools, the natural way of life. They will be dispersed. They will have to find another new way of life. And let us all, if they do come into our communities, let us welcome them into our communities. Let us look for ways that we can give back to them. Let us make our communities inviting to some of the people that will be dispersed and displaced. If you are in an influential place where you can hire some of these people, where you can help benefit some of these people, please try to benefit some of these people. Use social media to prime and build and just build up. And that's all. Be intentional about what we're doing. Let's step outside of ourselves and let's start thinking about each other a little bit more. And let's really respond and be more intentional about what we're doing. Time to put some work in. I feel you, brother. You got some work ahead of you, bro, and it's all good. And I'm just gonna say this, like I told a lot of other people that have acquired land. You're gonna feel like Superman. You're gonna feel like this and that. You're gonna be very ambitious, but go slow. Land ain't going nowhere. Take your time. Pace yourself. Listen to your body, your mind, your spirit. When times you become dismayed, step away, find something else, and come back to it, and you'll find that you're gonna have new ideas, new inspirations, and don't give up. Don't give up whatsoever. Don't listen to anyone who hasn't done what you're doing. They get you messed up, Yeah. Lorenzo, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you come in, Lorenzo. Good to see you. I'm getting ready to get out of here, fam. I'm just trying to make sure, and I apologize if I miss you. It's not intentionally. It's definitely charged to my heart and not my actions. This information is very helpful. We will definitely apply it. Thanks for the advice. What's up, Karen and Thomas BSR? I think y'all in Florida, if I ain't mistaken, man. Many blessings, my neighbors. Many blessings to you all. And blessings to your fam. Come to celebrate. What's going on? Come to celebrate my birthday with the Eco Nation for a moment. Come on, y'all. Happy birthday, Lorenzo. Y'all send Lorenzo a shout out, man. Happy birthday, Lorenzo. Y'all put it in chat. Give him some love, man. Man, it's an accomplishment to live another day in this life, y'all. Through the struggles, through the challenges that we got, man, it's a blessing. And let us rejoice, man. Let us rejoice that we made it, man. We made it through 2020. We made it through AIDS. We made it through all kinds of stuff, fam. We made it through natural disasters. We made it. People that had heart attacks. People that had cancer. Man, we made it, y'all. It's 2025. Didn't have to be here. It's time we've been sick. It's time we've been cared to. But we here. Let's celebrate, fam. Let's celebrate life and make it useful. It is a reset. We live in Los Angeles, but we'll move to inherited land in a few years. When we are on the land, everything is so peaceful. We were designed to be connected to the land. Some of us, we don't even understand. We're worried about bees and bugs and all that. But I'm telling you, go through the process. Go through it. Spend some time out there. Once you live off grid for a couple of years, you truly get life. Man, a lot of stuff, man, we so distracted on our time, and our time is so valuable. You know, for somebody to give you money, even people that don't quote have a job, they just sitting at the house, they just getting their rent paid, and for them to give you money, you know your time is valuable. Your time is valuable, my friend. I appreciate that, Lorenzo. Many blessings to you and continued success in life. Continue. May you prosper whatever you do, long as it's positive, long as it's helping and building somebody up. May you prosper. May you continue to spread your love and your compassion through the earth. AOVO on the farm. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Bless up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Howdy, y'all. One love, be blessed. That's what I'm talking about. OG Nadine. Man, I love that icon. Look, fierce. I see you, and then she got blessed right there. She armored with blessings. You better not mess with her. Better not mess with her. I'm just saying, don't mess with her. Soil, sunshine, and soil, seed, sunshine, and soil. Got them T's in the chat. And Toy McCormick, okay, I see. You almost got out of here without me shouting you out. What's going on, Toy? Let's see. One more. Let's go. Anybody else? All right, like I said, J3, what's going on, J3? There he is. What's going on, King? Good to see you. Y'all enjoy your day. Be a blessing to others. This week, I want you to not look at it as something negative. Every time you think about saying something negative or you think of a negative thought, think about the blessings that you have. Think about the blessings that you are to others. And also motivate yourself, inspire yourself by giving to others, by speaking life into others. When you open up your mouth, when you say things with your words, speak life. Don't speak death. Don't speak destruction. Yeah, I know there's a lot of justifications if you do, but just remember the words that I'm saying. Let it reflect, let it play back in your head to say, I'm not going to conform myself or reduce myself. And some people say, I ain't reducing myself. Anytime when you climb a ladder and you get to a certain point, as my friend said, crabs in a bucket, anytime you get to a certain level on a ladder where you're trying to get out of a situation, and then somebody down a few steps below you that hadn't gone through what you've gone through, and they trying to get you to come down by saying my hurtful, mean things, and then you say, let me go down there and give them a piece of my mind. Let me tell them the real truth, because you ain't finna try me like that. Remember, you got to step down in order to get there, to address that situation, to give them that face-to-face contact, that eye-to-eye contact. Understand this. Let them come to where you are. You keep climbing, you keep growing, you keep getting to your destination where you are, and let them get to where you are. And I guarantee you, somewhere along that journey, when they try to get to where you are, they're going to start to learn to appreciate what you've done and the decision that you made and the moves that you made. And they're going to have a different mindset by the time they get to the level that you are on. And then guess what's going to happen? They might be your friend. They might be a part of appreciation and gratitude, rather than hate and dismiss to you. So I wish you the best. And some of them just won't come. Some of them just won't make it. Some of them just going to jump off the ladder and jump back down. Some of them just not going to get to that level. And it's okay. It's okay. Because you led by example and you showed them that it's obtainable. And the moment that people break a world record, people always come and shatter that world record. But it takes so long to shatter that first initial world record. But once you pave that way, you become that trendsetter, that trailblazer. Next thing you know, a highway is built. So let the highway be in positivity and prosperity, and let the highway be something that'll be a blessing to others. Y'all, I love you. Take care. Don't forget to keep on growing. Grow. Till the next time, y'all take care. Stay blessed.